And guys, just for a way overview, let's review David Rudiman's weekend. First lap on the track Friday in practice, he scraped the wall because the car bottomed out so bad. Then he went out and qualified fourth. Then yesterday in practice, the car back downhill was not very good. Kyle and Wally, I'm sure you've had one of those weekends where highs and lows all weekend. Right now, Rudiman in one of those ruts. Not very happy with that race car, as you can tell.
And actually, Kyle touched on it. You can run the high line because you don't want to turn the wheel. He's so loose, you can't even run the high line. He needs to run the middle, so he's got all that real estate, because he's gonna take up the whole racetrack. And it's really, really bad at a track like this if you're loose in.
Yeah, and I like this comment. I'm at a 45-degree angle all the way through the corner. Well, let me tell you something. The corner at Michigan is from turn 3 back over to turn 2 because you never really run straight at this racetrack except right in the middle of the backstretch.
Now, when Kurt Busch pitted, we saw the damage to the right side of his car, so he's already contacted the wall or at least brushed it one time, and he has been running that high groove all day since the green flag. See Tony Stewart's on board looking back at Kurt, that Miller Lite Dodge. Meanwhile, up front, it has been Jimmy Johnson. He has led 46 of the 54 laps, and he is 7 seconds ahead of Greg Biffle. And we welcome you back to the Jimmy Johnson Show here at the Michigan International Speedway. 58 laps are complete. Jimmy's led 50 of them, and he's 7.2 seconds ahead of second place Greg Biffle. Here's today's LifeLock trivia question. Who was the oldest driver ever to win a NASCAR Sprint Cup race?
I know this, so I'm not going to answer it.
That's how you did it in school, isn't it?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Who's the oldest driver ever to win a NASCAR Sprint Cup race?
Harry Gant.
That's right. Harry Gant, 52 years, 7 months, 6 days. He did it right here in 1992.
Mark Martin may blow that record all to pieces at some point.
He could. Yeah. He could. And there'd be nobody more happier before him than Harry Gant.
Yeah.
This is a gratuitous Kyle Petty shot here. This is Bobby Labonte, 3 wins here, 4 pole positions. Bobby just got knocked off the lead lap. He scored in the 32nd position.
But wait a minute. Bobby has just become a new uncle, okay? Christy Labonte, Terry's daughter. So now that makes Terry a grandfather, right? Terry Labonte.
Yes, I'm glad.
Talking about the oldest driver.
That's not how he explained it to you, though.
Yeah, Terry Labonte's a grandfather now. So Terry and Kim are grandparents, but Christy had a little boy named Asher. Matt and Christy, they live in Texas, and I think Terry and Bobby and the whole family is all excited for Christy.
And we congratulate the entire Labonte family. Now we'll try and do it again. Through the field, ladies first. Here's Lindsay.
Thanks, Bill. As part of that Jimmy Johnson show that you talked about, Johnson obviously would love to take home the trophy today, but he just got on the radio, said the car's a little bit free into one. Front of the car is positive. He said we've got to adjust the back of the car to the track a little bit more. Matt?
The fastest Ford belongs to Greg Biffle, the 16. Currently runs second. The car, he says, is a little bit on the free side. He and Greg Irwin were hoping that the sun would come out. As the progression continues throughout the whole weekend, the track getting hotter and hotter. They're hoping for a slick track. Meanwhile, the 9 of Casey Kane. This was a great stretch for him last year. Kane hoping for another win here at MIS. He says the back of the car still not into the racetrack. Looking for another chassis adjustment on the next stop. Meanwhile, Tony Stewart. He has scored 429 more points this year than he did 1 year ago heading in the 15th race of the year. Stewart's biggest complaint earlier, no grip. Air pressure change in the last stop. No comment since. He runs fourth. Ralph?
Matt, Kurt Busch just said on the radio, same thing every week. As the track gets more and more tight, we get more and more tight as well. And it's a problem that he's having to deal with, but he's doing a good job with it. He's got that car running up in the 5th position right now, still sitting in the top 5 right where he started, Lindsay.
Ralph, it's funny because Juan Pablo Montoya, he'll tell you he is never satisfied with this car, but he's got to be pretty happy right now running 6th. After all, he's never finished better than 25th at this track, but right now they continue to tell him the car is very, very good, dude, Marty.
Lindsay, earlier this week, Kyle Busch told me, never figured out Michigan like I have California. I like to race California a little bit better. For some reason, Michigan, just not my best racetrack right now. Kyle going the wrong direction as well. Currently, he's in the 7th position. His car extremely loose. He said, guys, you know what? We fixed the exit, but now I'm too loose off the exit. So we made it a little bit better. Need to go a little further, Ralph.
even with the clouds coming over the racetrack, Marty, and the track getting tighter, Boyer is still dealing with a very loose race car. It's something he's had to deal with ever since this race got underway. They made a lot of air pressure adjustments, still hasn't dialed it around, but he is running one spot better than where he started. He currently sits in 8th. Marty?
Ralph Denny Hamlin just took the 9th position away a moment ago. His car very, very loose on that last run. They made an air pressure and a wedge adjustment trying to get him better. And the car, as you see Denny running that very, very high line, is better on this run. This is the latest and greatest Joe Gibbs Racing chassis. Lightest chassis they've ever built. The team very excited about this car, Lindsay.
Marty, the 17, a little bit concerned about their car. In fact, they had considered bringing it in because Matt thought that the left front might be going down. Obviously, that's not the case, but he'll tell you the car very, very loose on entry. Matt does not know, in fact, what they did to the car on that last stop to make it feel that way. Right behind him, a very different story, David Reagan, who is running basically the race of his life here at Michigan. Reagan has really, really struggled this season. I talked to his crew chief, Jim Infegnick, in the garage this morning, who said he is trying to keep his team very positive, very motivated, and right now, David's getting the job done, Larry.
Yeah, Lindsay, I've been watching Mark Martin in this 5 car. Remember, he started back in the 32nd position, but he was so happy with his car yesterday that they quit practice early. But I think Mark Martin, like about 30 or 40 other drivers, to get caught up to his teammate Jimmy Johnson, they're going to need a caution because right now he's 22 seconds behind his teammate.
That's a good point, Larry. Mark Martin runs in the 13th position. Then it's Carl Edwards, Jeff Gordon, David Rudiman. Let's see, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 18th position, then Robbie Gordon and Kevin Harvick. The rest of the cars on the lead lap: Sadler, Newman, McMurray, and Sorensen. Only 24 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Burton is the first car, 1 lap down. We dropped the green. We've stayed green for the first 66 laps. Jimmy Johnson is the leader by 7.7 seconds over Biffle.